Welcome, in front of me is a OnePlus 13, and today I'll show you how you can go through the setup process of this brand new device. So when you turn it on for the first time, you should be presented with the same screen as you can see on my end, and you only have one option, which is pressing the arrow. Here, find your desired language from the vast list of languages. Now, it already selected the correct one, which is English. That's the one that I'm going to be using, but obviously click on whichever one you want to use. And from there, click Next. From here, you can choose your region. This doesn't really change much as far as I'm aware, so you can choose whichever one you want. And again, select Next. We have then legal information like user agreement, privacy policy, and data services. You can tap on the, for instance, view details on each one of them to see what you're agreeing to. And by pressing Next, I am assuming we're just agreeing to. But let's be honest, we just pressed Next. So legally, we didn't agree to anything at the moment, which, anyway. Next, we have setup using another device. This is something that you can do if you have an older device. You can use that. It basically links the Google accounts, transfers over all the data. Sorry for that, needed to sneeze. Hopefully that's the end of it. So transfer over all the data, and it's just basically a seamless kind of process. Now you can do this with other Android or iPhones and iPads. Or if you don't want to transfer over any data, you can just skip this. Next, we have connect to Wi-Fi. Now this step is completely optional. You can sign into any kind of network right here if you have one that you actually can sign into. If you don't worry, you can just simply skip this. Additionally, if you choose to skip Wi-Fi connection and won't insert any SIM card throughout the setup process, then we won't have the Google login page show up throughout the setup process, and additionally date and time might not be set automatically, and you might not be able to restore apps and data from a cloud backup. But anyway, going back to this page right here, we have unlocking method, and we have several different ways of protecting our device. So we have password, fingerprint, and face recognition. Now under password, we have three options like PIN, pattern, or password. So you can choose whichever one you want, which I'll actually just select a pattern right here. Now, OnePlus thinks that user base is a bit smooth brains, so it gives you this message letting you know that you need to remember your password, like no duh, and it's blocked by a 5-second timer for some idiotic reason. So next you can draw your pattern. It needs to have at least 4 dots in length. That's kind of why I'm picking the bare minimum. And there we go, it's now set. Now, once you set that up, it automatically goes back here, and it also allows you to choose a fingerprint and face recognition. One thing that I didn't mention is if you're planning to use either fingerprint or face recognition, or both, which you totally can, you will also be required to select password, and the reason for that is the fingerprint and face recognition are biometrics, and biometrics aren't always 100% reliable. So maybe you cut your finger, obviously that would mean that the biometric changed, and the phone can't recognize it, and in this case you wouldn't be able to access your device. Hence that would leave you with the PIN, pattern, or password as an unlocking method that won't change no matter what happens to your face or your finger. Anyway, I'm going to choose next now, and here we have some Google services like location, scanning and sending user and diagnostic data. Now these seem intrusive because they are, and turning them off probably doesn't really do much as it's Google. Let's be honest, Google isn't the most well-respected company when it comes down to your privacy. So honestly, I won't really bother with toggling this off because it's not like I can ever prove that Google is blatantly disregarding this. So I'm just gonna ignore it. And anyway, next we have recommended services like auto update overnight, global search, auto update system applications, quick connect, and bunch of other things. Now I'm gonna look for just one of these options. If it's here, but I actually don't see anything. So some devices have the personalized ads option. I don't see it right here. Maybe they changed the name to kind of confuse me. But in any case, you can toggle off anything that you want to toggle off in here and just go to the next page, which then allows you to select your desired navigation style. Now we have two options, buttons or gestures. I am a gesture guy, so that's what I'm going to stick with, and this is the default options by the look of it. You can also click right here to learn how to use gestures if you want to try them out, but you never did before. and this will give you a quick guide. In any case, I'm just going to select Done, and let's go. And this will obviously take me to the home screen with the device now being fully set up. Additional option here is the notification center with toggles. You can choose whichever one you want. So we have the split and classic. What split refers to is that you have swipe from right side will bring the toggles, swipe from left side will bring notifications. I genuinely despise this, so I'm going to stick with the classic, which has both of them in the same panel, so you can swipe from either side or middle, and it will give you both toggles and notifications. And that finishes up the setup. So with that being said, hopefully you found this very helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.